Okay. These are my next project. A bulletin board and a magnetic write-on wipe-off board. These are for my son-in-law. My son-in-law works for a lumber company, and he works with builders. So I found this piece of 12 by 12 paper, and it's single-sided and it's real thin. And then I found these things I found at my local scrapbook store, and I like these mainly because of the color, and I can cut these apart and use these as collage pieces to put, and that's what I'm planning on doing, to put on the cork board. So I'm just going to cut some of these pieces apart and attach them. I really like this paper, and this is really thick. It's single-sided, but it's a really thick paper. And then there's this one. It's double-sided, but I like this because he is in construction, and I thought this would be kind of cool to use pieces of it on there. And then I found these stickers, and I like this blueprint one and the hard hat, because he has to wear a hard hat when he goes out on job sites, and he has to work with the builders with the blueprints. And then some of these things with hard hat area, caution, and the measuring tapes, and then some of these little tools, and then some of these. My son-in-law doesn't use the tools, but he when the builders will put in bids at lumber companies, and then for whatever it is they're constructing, and then my son-in-law, if he wins the bids, then he goes over and he checks on the progress to see when they're going to need what delivered and how much they're going to need, and then he checks on them about every other day or something to find out if they need extra stuff or whatever. So I figured the bulletin board he could use to keep track of any notes that he has, who he needs to call, and find out what's going on with the project. And then with the magnetic write-on wipe-off board, then he can make any other notes and then just clean them off. Whatever. And what I'm planning on doing is using this. It's called Heirloom White Satin, and I picked this up at Lowe's. It's some kind of paint. I don't think it's acrylic, but anyway, I was going to paint it on this black frame and then wipe it off. And the frames have got some design on them, so some of this will be down in, and then the black will show through. And then I thought I would use, of course I got to put some girly stuff on it, and I'm making it, so I have to put some of that Perfect Pearls or Pearl X or something on there to make it shiny. I got this wide stuff because, well, because I get a bit carried away with stuff. And when I get with something, I get after it. Pretty messy. I chose this painter's tape because of the low tack over masking tape. I wasn't sure how tacky masking tape was going to be, and I didn't want to damage the cork. I'm trying to get the tape sort of underneath the edge, or really, really, really close to the edge so there's no cork showing. When I put this paint on, I'm going to have some paper towels, and I've got some sponge brushes. So I'm going to sponge this on, and then with paper towels I'm going to wipe it off. Okay, this American Accents by Rust-Oleum says on the bottle that it's craft and hobby enamel. Okay, so here's my paper towel. Okay, I'm going to smear this stuff on. And I'm going to wipe. Oh, you know what? I'm probably going to wish I had not done this, but it won't be the first time that I've said, oh my goodness, what have you done? Okay, let's put a little bit thicker coat on. And then maybe not so heavy-handed in a wiping. Well, now that's leaving some strange marks. Okay, now, since that's wet, okay, so you can see some of the bronze on there, and then you can also see some of the bronze over here, and then this. I am not very well versed in collaging. So I sent an email to Jan at What You Make It One, and she does collages. So I requested her help and her advice. Okay, I am going to use this gizmo and distress the edges of these pieces. I've taken a picture of this just the way that it is since my numbering system sucked, so I'll know how to put stuff back together. I put this walnut gold glimmer mist on these pieces of stuff. Can you see how shiny that is? Well, I went ahead and glued it down and left it overnight to dry. There are some places where it's kind of bumpy, but hey, that's okay. Okay, I have these magnetic sheets that I got from the office supply store. I'm not going to paper it up like I did the bulletin board, but I'm going to take some of these pieces, like this tag and this tag, but I'm going to adhere them to this magnetic sheet, and then I'm going to cut them out. Okay, if I think of anything else to put on, I will. So now I'm going to cut these out, and this stuff just cuts real easy with scissors.